Early morning, my brother and I was up in the woods squirrel hunting. We saw this fella. His name was Jim Kister. He lived down in the valley, and our voice would say, "Go preach," and our voice would echo down there, and he could hear us. And
was it a big echo?
yeah, and
how'd you do it?
Oh, preach, real loud. That echo, we could hear it on the other side.
One more time.
Go preach. And next Sunday morning in church, we just got up. My daddy was sitting over here on the left in the corner where he always sat. Chester and I were sitting here on the front row, and he got up after the main preacher and told the story that he'd been called to preach, and he was announcing that he was going to be a preacher. And that's when we squirmed in our seats. We never let our daddy ever know if that ever happened. He'd have beat us to death.
What kind of preacher was he?
Well, he wasn't no preacher at all. He couldn't preach. But he'd get up over Sunday morning after the service, as the main preacher would preach, and he'd have his say for I don't know how long. And Chester and I would just squirm, and that's one tale we never did tell to anybody. My daddy would have ever got a hold of it, he'd have beat us to death.